shrimp shumai, and then half of them have chili aioli. Okay?
Shrimp, what?
Steamed shrimp shumai.
Have you ever played rugby?
What is up, YouTube? I'm here for a bit of a mix of videos, I guess. So, I just came out of watching Jurassic World Rebirth, and I have some thoughts that I do know how to talk about and some that I don't. Like, I don't fully have my opinion, so this is going to be one of different, like, recording sessions that is put into one big Jurassic World Rebirth video. So, for this one, I'm going to start off with a reaction to this video right here. And just some initial opinions on Rebirth. And then the second half of the video will be me getting into my opinions more, because I'm currently recording this. It is now 1:27 a.m. on the 4th of July, America Day. And the next time I'm watching this movie is Monday, I believe the 7th? I believe the 7th on Monday of July. So we're going to start off with this, and then give some opinions. This is by Seal Animations. He does great animations, by the way. He does great animations. I've seen just a couple of his videos. I haven't reacted to them because I've never found them, long enough to react to. So, well, the ad has finally finished. We will start off. This video is Distortus Rex versus the big three apexes, being Rexy, Spino, and Giga. Now, do I think these three realistically could take on the Distortus? That's a touchy topic. I'm not quite sure, because we didn't get to see the Distortus fight anything. And yes, there are spoilers in this video. I should have put that ahead of time. Spoiler warning. We didn't get to see it fight anything, but it was able to fit a helicopter in its fucking mouth. So let's just get started. The Giga, who I believe is the strongest pre-Distortus. Actually don't look too bad. That's pretty accurate to the Distortus. And I have red lights on for a reason. Do I think the big three could take on the Distortus? It's a great question. I think the Giga would have fallen there. Yeah. Because the Distortus is a stupidly strong motherfucker. I don't think Rexy would be able to push him that much. But Seal doesn't really do like super accurate physics come sub, but it's hell entertaining. So what if you can see it? Because, Spino. I actually, personally, I think the Spino is the weakest out of the three. Damn. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Distortus is a beast in the movie. It is a monster. Why? Whoa, what's Blue doing here? I also don't think that the Distortus would even feel that. Oh, fucking backflip. Yeah, sorry, that's Blue dead. Blue's not surviving. Sorry about that. After my so rude interruption, I'm joking by the way, by my mother, who helped make my cosplay for Comic-Con, we can continue. Rexy, I'm sorry. Oh, come on, big three. Oh, come on, big three. Yeah, get it. Yeah! What is Blue about to do? Be honest with me. A falcon kick of death? Personally, I don't even think the three of them could hold it down. It's that stupidly strong. But anyway, I think it would take the three of them plus the Indom, then they have a chance. I would say it's about 50-50 if they had the Indom. But now that the reaction to that video is over, good video. Thank you, Seal Animation. We can continue our Rebirth video with talking about the movie itself. So here, you can see my my Letterboxd page showing my personal rating for Jurassic World Rebirth. Now, I have a soft spot for Jurassic films, so if you were to even, like, look at my Letterboxd, you'd notice I give Jurassic films a high rating, even if they're, you know, not good. Like, Dominion was ass, but it had dinosaurs in it, so it's a 3.5. But specifically, Rebirth is tricky because it has a lot of good scenes. Okay. Good scenes, good action. Each individual dinosaur didn't have a lot of screen time, but the dinosaurs always felt like they were on screen. And my only issue, I'd say, is the ending. And a couple more things, we'll talk about it now. We'll start off the characters and the acting. I found the characters in this movie, particularly, what the hell? The characters in Jurassic World Rebirth actually felt like real people in a situation. They didn't seem like, you know, Owen Grady, oh, I'm the insert badass character here, or Claire, oh, I had an actual, like, okay, I can't use Claire as an example because she's, like, the only character who had a character arc. But in the later movies, she just seemed like, I'm just here, I'm kind of an action star, I'm running, I'm stressed, but I'm getting through it. At least that's how it came off in Dominion. Can I stop getting ads? I might just throw up images of just different stuff like here and there. Just what I'm talking about. Make my editing self hate me. But the characters actually felt like real people. Zora, she felt like her conversation and talking felt very fluid. She didn't feel like she was reading lines. She felt like she was being a person. The way she interacted with people, she didn't just feel like, oh, I'm a badass character giving a cool one-liner before moving on to the next scene. Didn't feel like that. And, of course, best character of the movie was indeed Jonathan Bailey. Jonathan Bailey did a absolutely amazing job as a dude who was just a dinosaur nerd. He actually gave me gave us, in my opinion, one of the best scenes in the movie, being his little monologue about dinosaur. Okay, I say about dinosaurs, that's the entire movie, about how humans don't rule this world, dinosaurs have been for much longer, and how 99.9% of the species to ever live on this planet have been extinct. You know, the whole existentialism, humans thinking they're tough shit, but they're not. We've really only been around for such a short amount of time, whereas dinosaurs, you know, they've been around for longer. That was a great moment. And then his little moment of awe with the classic Jurassic Park music and the Titanosaurus, and just the Titanosaurus was such a gorgeous creature in that movie. There's this one scene with a close-up on Jonathan Bailey's character walking up and like getting to touch a dinosaur for the first time, and you can see like the little hairs like elephants, that just the littlest details, just the two Titanosaurs like having a little mating ritual and like being affectionate while they're getting the DNA and stuff. It was such a gorgeous, beautiful scene. And like my jaw was agape the entire time. Nearly got a tear out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. Nearly got a tear out of me. If you like Velociraptor, if that's your favorite dinosaur, I am so sorry. You've never been done more dirty as a fan. Watch the movie. I'm not telling you, you'll see what I mean. The Mutadons were cool, I guess. I mean, they were okay. I saw a video, I think, Best in Slot, who was saying you could just get rid of the Mutadons in general and give us a backstory on the D-Rex. I might have preferred that as well. I feel like I like the movie, but some of the complaints have a point. The D-Rex was a little wasted. He was a little wasted. I love the D-Rex. I always love when they introduce a new big creature, like a villain or something. Always great. Although I don't really feel like the D-Rex didn't really feel like the villain. It felt more like an animal than a monster. Same with the Giga. But the Giga was treated like a bitch, even though I love the Giga so very much. I don't care that it's not accurate. It's fucking cool. So shut up. Anyway, the two big returning theropods of the movie, the Rex and the Spino, they were both done very well. Individually, they didn't really have much screen time. But we'll go over the Spino first. The Spinos, we thought, ooh, 3 Spinos, that's a lot. And then we learned in the trailers that there were 4. And if you actually watch the movie, there's 5 Spinosaurs. 5. And if you're saying, how do you know there's 5? 4 of them were out in the ocean, and 1 of them was just asleep on the beach. There were 5 Spinosauruses. Spinosaurorities. It was kind of like a sorority of Spinos, followed by the one frat boy Moza. Okay, I'm going off topic. I'm spitballing this. This is not written down. This is all off my head. The Moza was cool. I don't usually like the Moza in the past 3 films was just kind of like a get over the next scene. This Moza actually felt really cool, and like the CGI where you could see like the fish-like pattern on the Moza's back was gorgeous. That's my personal thing. The Moza was gorgeous in this movie. But yeah, 5 Spinos. They don't get a lot of screen time. You'd expect them to come back at the end and fight the D-Rex. That doesn't happen. The D-Rex is actually, aside from the Spino, the only villain to survive. The only hybrid to survive. Scorpius dead, Indo dead, Indoraptor and Indominus Rex. All dead. The D-Rex actually lived, which, again, I don't see what could kill it. Maybe the 5. I feel like even if the 5 Spinos were to gang up on the D-Rex, it would kill one of them, and then the rest would back off. I feel like that's what Gareth Edwards would have done. But moving on again before I get off topic, the Rex. The Rex was gorgeous. He was so big and imposing and chunky. Oh my god, he was a chunky Rex. But he was the most realistic T-Rex. It might not look it in this image, because this image, no, never mind. It was what I saw. Image actually ain't bad. It's the Rex here is really chunky, and it looked great. The little disappearing scene where he went off to the back was stupid, of course, but you know you gotta be reminded that's a movie sometimes. Mahershala Ali was a good character. I don't really know what to say about him. I was so focused on Jonathan Bailey and Zora, or Scarjo, and the obvious twist villain. There were, a couple things throughout the movie, like paying homage to the original, like the Titanosaurus scene, or at the beginning you see objects in the mirror closer than they appear. That made a little thing, but they stole Dennis Nedry's whole thing. That guy, of course, with DNA, he drove off in a vehicle on his own, only to get killed by a dinosaur that started with the letter D. I just thought of that on the spot as I was saying that. Both of them were killed by the D dino. Both villains, both running away. That one was a little, too on the nose for me. Okay, that's obviously, ripping off the first film. But, oh my god, leading me into another part of the conversation. The deaths in this movie were so well done. I got chills from some of these deaths. The characters actually, like, the deaths in this movie were amazing. Like, I don't really even know how else to say it. They were great. Because you get the first death of the movie, which is the one guy that no one liked, for good reason, because he was Jamaican, not likable. He got bitten by the Spino, but the Spino had, like, a just in his mouth. And then once he's being carried off, you can see the Spino's holding it, where the teeth are holding him down, but not puncturing him. You can see that, and you can see him flailing as the Spino swims away with him and takes him under the water. Then the Spino gets a second kill. The fifth Spino, comes ashore behind this poor girl who lost her husband, and, not the blonde cousin, I mentioned, and she was just snapped up, like, and she was thrashed around, and there was, like, the blood on the beach was really well done, and, like, it was a gruesome kill. Like, the kills in this movie were gruesome. Gruesome. And actually, then you don't even need to do your job, I can have the kills for you right now. Blonde dude, tattoo lady, French dude, villain dude, and then the 3 dudes in the helicopter. Yes. So, Jurassic World, according to my count, Jurassic World Rebirth had 8 kills on the count, 6 dudes and 2 females, making it a perfect quarter pie chart. If you want a quarter of your raspberry pie, go ahead, there's plenty of blueberry to go around. You know what, we'll go off. The next kill, made me want to throw up, because it was some poor dude getting swallowed whole by a Quetzalcoatlus. And I don't see how people can enjoy war, because I think that is the worst way to die. That shit is nasty. Nasty. Give me literally any other way to die, I'm taking it over that. Hell no. You saw him go down the neck of the Kess. But you know what? That's gonna do it for him. No, it's not. The guy who got killed by the Disorders, the guy who was driving away in the boat, ran into the Disorders, got his head chopped off on screen. You saw him get decapitated. Thank you, Gareth, for the best kills in the franchise. But that is going to be where I end this little section off, and I'm going to, future me will continue and give my proper, like, in-depth analysis of the movie, and he will let you know if this score changes at all. But for now, future Evan, you can take over now. Before we let future Evan talk, who is going to be talking in about, I want to say like 9 hours, maybe 8 hours from the time I'm recording this. It's currently 2 p.m. We have another Jurassic video, another Rebirth video to react to. We have new slick video, Jurassic World Rebirth in 1 minute. This is just going to be a little section in the middle. After this reaction, we'll get back to talking about it. So, here we go. It's tough as nails. And they're damn near impossible.
You serious?
Yeah, that's kind of how it went.
Yeah, boy.
I was interrupted again. Let's just take that back to the most disrespectful scene of the entire movie. Gareth.
Beautiful as a day I lost.
I keep forgetting Slick is fucking hilarious.
Who are these people?
LeBron!
So lonely.
Oh no. Wait, what that's it? JK, the ending was fun though it was. Okay, Slick, okay. I would have loved it. Yeah, no, this is all valid so far. I just realized we're the only big bats who survived our movies.
What if you can create your...
That was that was a fun little video. We love Slick. I always told myself I would never really react to his little comedy videos because I couldn't get a video out of it, but just as a little intermission between yapping, I think it works. Future Evan here, and I have officially watched Jurassic World Rebirth twice. I just got back from the theater like 2 hours ago, and I didn't really get any new opinions. It more just reinforced what I thought. I noticed some other stuff. The second time around, I did notice some stuff. Nothing, super major. Just some different things. But to go over what I thought, the Snickers scene is still ridiculously stupid. Ridiculously stupid. I mean, I think what they were trying to go with the line where he's like, oh, we don't want to kill this thing, and the girl's like, some days I want to. I think that's trying to make it seem like it's more of a laid back actual working space, when in reality it's still a lab. You still need to be cautious and all that stuff. At the end of the day, that's what gets them killed. They got too comfortable in their environment. I think that's what they were going for, and if devil's advocate, but still a horrible scene. It's still so bad. Two things I noticed, as like, I don't know if they were meant as Easter eggs or just lines of dialogue. At one point, Jonathan Bailey mentions that the Titanosaurus is a 11-ton sauropod. The T-Rex weighs more than that. The T-Rex in the movie should weigh more than that. How the hell is the Titanosaurus lighter than the T-Rex? T. Not even D. T. Lighter than the T-Rex. I think that was just like miscommunication or something. Although I fault it for that, because it should have been like given proper information. No, Titanosaurus, a creature that size should be around like 60 plus tons. Like some megasauropods like Argentinosaurus could probably hit 90. And what's it? Fangorn, I think it's called, reached almost 100. Could be wrong, but you know, maybe go off actual statistics. That was stupid. I noticed that around. That was a little annoying. The second time around, I did notice that the Spinos and the T-Rex were very underutilized. I feel like they should have been, you know, in it more. Maybe a final sequence with the D-Rex. I don't think that would have been necessary, but it would have been nice to see more of the Spinos and the Rex. Something else I noticed that could be pretty cool. When they were walking through, actually, it was about at this time here. When they were walking through the tall grass, they were talking about being cautious. And he's like, yeah, we don't have to worry about the sauropods, but the things that hunt them. So, you know what that could mean, right? Not a lot of creatures were ballsy enough to hunt sauropods. From what I know of, there was only a very select few. Those being Tarbosaurus and Carcharodontosaurids. Could we get another, like, if we get a sequel to Rebirth, or a show, or, you know, something for, like, Chaos Theory, or whatever the next one would be, I don't know, Camp Cretaceous Rebirth. Maybe we get a Carcharodontosaurid that we haven't seen before as a big bad. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. But that's just something I noticed. Overall, though, it didn't really change my opinions. I still think its spot has just been, like, solidified, in my opinion, in the rankings of the films. So, overall, I still give it, like, an 8 out of 10. I think it's really solid. And something else I've noticed is a lot of people are complaining about this movie, and a lot of people are saying it's really good. I think, from what I've seen, people who grew up with the Park trilogy really enjoy Rebirth, but the people who grew up with the World trilogy really don't like Rebirth. So I think because Rebirth is so much more like a Park film than a World film, that the people who enjoy the Park films like it more than the people who see it as a World film, because a lot of the complaints that I'm seeing from World fans are that there was no big fight at the end. And yes, that is a complaint on my end, but it's not like a, how could the movie do this? It's more of a, it would have been nice, because from what I've seen, giving it time, there was supposed to be a final sequence with the D-Rex fighting. I think it was supposed to be the T-Rex, which I'd rather it be the Spinos. Like, okay, I'm gonna do a little thingamajig here. How I would have had the final battle go is when they're riding out into the boat. They're the final sequence. Well, they're in the boat, the boat, and they're, you know, swimming away after the D-Rex kills Duncan. Have them swim away, and then when they go to get Duncan, say they have to go into more shallow water, the D-Rex notices and starts coming back, but then the Spinos notice as well, and then you have a little clash between the D-Rex and the 5 Spinos, or how many are there at the time. Have the D-Rex kill off one of them, and then have the rest of the Spinos back off. That's how I would have done it, personally. But, again, it's not really a complaint, it just more would have been nice to see a big brawl. But, now, I am going to rank the films. So, in last place is Dominion. That stinker up there. I have difficult times trying to... That stinker up there had so much potential. Dominion could have been great, but it wasn't. Dominion was bad. And I'm very sad to say that, because I had so much hype for Dominion. I love the designs. As much as some people might hate that, I love the designs. The Allosaurus, the scene in Malta, the Giga, the Pyroraptor, all those, great designs. The Dimetrodons, great designs. The Quets, great design. All of the creatures had great designs. But they fucked it. They fucked it with bugs. But it's still a Jurassic film. I still enjoyed the characters. So overall, as much as Dominion was a stinker, it had dinosaurs, it had characters I liked, and there were some good sequences like the Malta sequence. So I'll give Dominion like a 65%, and that's pushing it. More 64%. Because if we look on Letterboxd, I have it as a 3.5 stars. I might push 3, but hey, it's my list. Next, second to last, I'm gonna get some hate for this one, is Jurassic Park: The Lost World. I really don't like The Lost World. I don't know. As a kid, I didn't like the character. I didn't like the... I really just didn't like the setting and the vibe. It felt way too sequel-y. I don't like The Lost World. And if you ask, is there a specific reason? No. I just don't like it. Don't know why. Never have. I've heard some people say as a kid they didn't like it, and as an adult it got worse. Or as a kid they liked it, and as an adult it got worse. But it gets worse over time. I haven't rewatched the movie, and if I do, I don't think it would ever be lower than Dominion, but it might just make the gap a little smaller. But I just don't like The Lost World. Next, in the... right under middle of the road is Jurassic Park 3. Now, that was my childhood movie. I watched Jurassic Park 3 probably more than any other Jurassic film, because as a kid, it was dumb fun action and the Spino was cool. And it was the shortest film and had the least, brain to it. So as a kid, I loved Jurassic Park 3. As I grew up, though, I realized that some of the other films are better. I don't dislike 3. 3 is great. But I like the other films more. There are some sequences in 3 that are really dumb. Now that I'm, pushing Unk status. There are some scenes that are really, really dumb. But it's still just under middle of the road. I still love it as a movie. In the exact middle of the road, we have, I'm also going to get flame for this, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I saw it in one of my movie-going primes. I loved 2018. Had some great movies. And Fallen Kingdom was one of them, in my opinion. I really liked Fallen Kingdom. The whole, selling dinosaur stuff was cool. A lot of the Maisie stuff is stupid. I think most scenes that had Maisie in them were not intelligent scenes, except for the whole she's a clone thing. It had emotional beats. But then the Indoraptor came in and said, I'm not gonna let it stick, and just killed the two guys. If that scene had been given 30 seconds to marinate, just let the impact hit fully the characters before then I wouldn't have an issue with it. But Fallen Kingdom, again, it's not a great film, but I love it. I love it. It was in a time where in my life where I watched the movie constantly, and I really enjoyed it. 2018 and 2019 was just a happy time in my life. And so I correspond that movie with the happy time, so it gets a higher rank. And just let me enjoy the film, man. We can all have our own opinions, and this is mine. Fallen Kingdom is middle of the road. Now, for the newcomer, I think Jurassic World Rebirth is the third best film in the franchise. I've stated all my opinions. I've stated all of them. But it and the next movie are very close for different reasons. I found Rebirth to be more enjoyable, but I can see World being more iconic over time. And yeah, that spoils what number 2 is. 2 is just the normal Jurassic World, because we all know what number 1 is going to be. I like Jurassic World a little more than Rebirth, because I feel like it's going to be more iconic. It's a longer movie, but I feel like some of the story beats were more original at the time. The Indominus was a cool, like, introduction to hybrids. Should have stopped with him, but Indom was a cool introduction to hybrids. It should have stopped there. But the Indom was good for the story. And again, if they had stopped there, it would have been better. But we all know what number 1 is. The original Jurassic Park. Do I even need to say? No, I don't. So that's going to be it for my Rebirth Jurassic World video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys disagree with me, let me know. If you guys agree with me, let me know louder, because I want my opinion to be more valid than what other people think. But that's just me. I will see y'all in the next video, whenever that might be. Peace.